And we are back. It's prime time Saturday night here on the MLE Network. And Anima J, no worse for the wear than what happened last night. If you don't know, check the VODs. I'm still feeling some ill effects here. Kendo Slice in for the duration with me this evening. Kendo, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Better than you were last night, though, Jay. Let me tell you. I put it in chat. You seemed like you were more wired than me after a couple of balls Guarana.
To be honest, I was just happy to survive the ordeal, but that remains to be seen whether or not I will survive the entire ordeal, as this might end early to make a trip to the hospital. We'll see. But first up, a couple of matches here. Platinum League kicking us off. It'll be the Foxes and the Rhinos here on Urban Night to kick us off. Foxes doing okay. Probably in need of a little bit of a boost, especially now that the Wolves stumbling a little bit last night in the in their matchup against the who do they play?
See,
I forgot.
The Wolves played the Bears yesterday.
You're right. They did. Yeah, it's been a long day, Kendo.
That's not a problem, Jay. But I tell you what, the Foxes they have every opportunity to gain ground on the Wolves here today. But they are going to be facing a stout Rhinos team on the other end with Aether and Suspect Agent. And then, of course, we have the quote-unquote C team once again for the Foxes and Brava and Goose. It'll be very interesting to see how this matchup turns up. Will be interesting to see how the Foxes do with this pink color that they have here on the field on Urban Central. Looks like we have everybody in Game 1 getting underway here. So here we go, Game 1, Foxes versus the Rhinos, and the face-off will go to the Rhinos quickly, cleared into the Rhinos end by Brava. Suspect Agent bringing it towards the mid, Goose is there. Goose still defending, gets hit over by Suspect Agent, and he will score the first goal.
Goose doesn't get great contact on that ball, tries to get back on this one just a little bit out of position as Suspect Agent reaching to that ball a little bit ahead of time, able to tip that one long. Good job by the Rhinos there, good pressure. The Foxes needing a little bit better contact early on.
Let's see, face-off will go to the side. Aether is there on the wall. Goose will play it into the corner. Suspect Agent picks up possession. Brava to clear it back. Brava now. Nice little touch. Not able to get it around Aether, who's going to clear the ball towards mid. Suspect Agent taking his time, and Brava might make him pay here as he clears the other way.
Big demo, though. Goose getting blown up, but somehow this is going to drift in. I need to see what happened on this one because the demo came in on Goose at midfield. You hear that right there. And then Suspect Agent driving in a straight line up Main Street tips that into his own net. Disaster for the Rhinos here.
We'll file that under Feels Bad Man with 4:16 left on the clock here. Great kickoff. Brava's going to push it towards the Rhinos side. Brava still maintaining possession. Gets it nice in center. That's going to be just a little long, and Aether will pick it up. Gets around one on the hood. Almost is able to juke Brava, but Brava apt to defend there. Suspect Agent now will try to clear it out. Goose will push it to the side, where he's trying to maintain possession. Aether, this might be center, but Aether did not have the boost to push it to the middle. Brava quickly back the other way. Great demolition. We'll see if he can center it for Goose. He gets it up. Doesn't need Goose at all. Scores.
Yeah, great job picking the angle there. Just gets into the tailpipe of Aether there. The respawn right next to that ball. No chance for the Rhinos captain to respond. Suspect Agent upfield didn't rotate back in time. I feel like we might have been a little bit slow getting back on the defense there, but Bravo doing it all. Lead now for the Foxes.
Face off. Goose will cheat up and push it to the Rhinos end. Misses a flick there, and Aether will take possession. Nice try by Aether, but Brava on the backflip's able to clear that ball away. Ball cleared into the Rhinos, and now Goose trying to challenge as Aether's going to get it all the way to the Fox's end. This is center and up, but Brava will get it over Suspect Agent. We're going to see a counterattack the other way. Brava quickly pushing. This is up and over. It is a score. 3-1 now.
Really good by Brava here. A great individual effort. Just has a little bit too much time there. Ether going into the corner, has to pull himself around, just doesn't have the time to react to Brava's second and third touches in that sequence. 3 goals now for Brava as he stakes the Foxes to a 2-goal lead early on in game 1.
Brava will clear it off of the face-off. This is going to be center for him. He's going to push it just wide. Goose on the pickup. This will be center. Looks like it might hit the backboard, but it is way over on the center. Ball clears into the Foxes, and Brava is there. Gets a second touch off of his initial. This will sky high for Goose, who touches it to the side, unable to get really firm contact on there. Great demolition as Aether, unable to get an offensive chance. Goose will push it to the side here. Ball in the Foxes' corner. Aether, one-on-one opportunity. Great save by Brava, who will push it across.
Brava doing everything right now for the Foxes. That's not to say that Goose hasn't been effective at all. He just really hasn't had to do much because Brava is finding himself really well positioned on every sequence of play. A little bit of a miss there, and Goose, unfortunately, going to have to retreat. But Brava really dictating the pace of play right now for the Foxes.
Ball is up. Brava. Double commit here by the Foxes. Not a terrible one as the Rhinos are unable to make them pay. The ball will be raced back into the Foxes' zone. Suspect agent will have the ball there in the corner. Brava quick to interfere. Ball will drop for Aether. Goose comes in quickly. This is going to be cleared all the way down to the Rhinos' end, where Suspect agent is able to get a touch on it. Brava up on the wall. Aether is also there, and he will push it to the side. Little flick. Aether almost. He missed the intended target there. Brava quickly comes in, scores.
And Aether, unfortunately, tries to get this flick further upfield. His teammate, Suspect Agent, right underneath him on that play, needs to get that one long. Otherwise, it's just a ball that's going to give up control to the Foxes. Does exactly that, and Brava with his 4th of the game.
4-1 with it just over a minute left here. That's a great touch by Aether. Up off the backboard. Suspect agent unable to follow up on that. Aether, great center. Brava with the clear. Goose now taking possession. Flicks the ball back to the side. And it will be cleared back to the Foxes' end. Goose is there. Gets the initial touch. Brava tries to touch it. Aether will take it to the corner. This is going to be centered for Suspect Agent. Up off the crossbar. And it is still in the box for the Foxes right there. Goose will push it to the side.
Good control by the Foxes right now. They're doing all that they need to win this first game of the set. They haven't given up a lot of midfield pressure to the Rhinos. They haven't given up easy goals. That's exactly what they need to keep doing, and they'll have to keep that up with the momentum as they go forward into the rest of the set here.
Ball with 6 seconds left, and as you said, the name of the game in that last 60 seconds always seems to be, if you have the lead, you really just keep away. And I really like what these Foxes are doing with these pink colors. I saw the pink, and I'm like, oh, this might be bad, but both of those cars looked very pristine, very good.
Yeah, you know what, to be honest, they probably don't even see it. The Foxes are one of the teams that definitely uses the colorblind mode more often than not as players, so they just see the standard orange and blue. But really good performance by Brava. Goose with a couple of saves as well, very important in keeping that score down for the Rhinos. Felt like Suspect Agent probably could have stepped up just a little bit more for me. Didn't really feel like he was in sync with Aether in terms of his positioning. And I think, to be honest, there wasn't a lot they could do. Brava just kind of cut them apart on a lot of opportunities. But the Rhinos, I don't think, did themselves any favors with how they were spaced out at midfield.
Yeah, Brava, the 100% efficiency there. Shots to goals. He did an extremely good job. And like you said, he carried them offensively through that first matchup. So, we are getting ready. We have game 2 getting underway. I think we lost someone, Jay. Looks like we lost Goose.
Yeah,
ironically, we lost Goose. No! Goose, why?
The server's doing their old Kansas City shuffle as one player disconnecting on the way through. I had this problem earlier today too. I think it might be the server cluster, so if this continues, I might want to remake it. We'll see. Everybody's in though. Players starting to slot in, so
There we go.
we managed to get Game 2 underway with no further delay.
Goose managed to eject in time this time. Never mind. Too soon. And the ball will fall here, center in the Fox's zone. Goose able to get it out. Aether will retain possession in the Fox's corner here. This is 50'd center for Suspect Agent, who puts it towards the net. He scores!
The Suspect Agent, 2 plays in this sequence where he's out of boost, but this time it doesn't matter there as the Foxes don't have great pressure on that ball. Bravo winning that 50, but it's not far enough upfield, and Goose, further than the ball travels there, just kind of falls into a hole. Suspect Agent with the tap to get it over the line. 1-0 Rhinos.
Face-off will go to the Rhinos' end. Suspect Agent is there to pick up possession. A pinch clear all the way to the Fox's side. Goose is going to center this. Can the Rhinos take advantage? Aether up on the hood. Taking it up the wall now. Gets a nice touch center. This is down for Suspect Agent, who is unable to put a play on the ball. Ball in the Fox's corner. Brava will take possession. He's pushing the ball out slowly. Gets a nice initial touch. Aether almost put that in his own goal. Ball still in the Rhinos' corner as the Foxes have pretty much given up on it. They're taking their time, the Rhinos are, in their own side. This is centered towards the net, and Aether's going to take it across. Ball drops now. Goose will push it back into the Rhinos' side. Brava there. He's going to back off, leave the ball for Aether. Aether able to get it over one. Suspect Agent gets it over the second. This is going to go just wide, though, on the opportunity. Goose now gets another touch. Pushes it to the Rhinos' end. Suspect Agent is there. A nice touch. This is over both Foxes. Aether will put it in on net, scores 2-0.
Exactly. Brava there trying to go for that touch. Forces Goose to try and react to the miss. Doesn't get there in time. Might have actually just served him better to go straight back to the net rather than try and challenge there. He was a little bit out of position to make the challenge. Instead, the Rhinos with a runner back the other way. 2-goal lead now.
Ball off the face-off. Suspect Agent almost getting in there. Great save by Goose. This is centered for Bravo, who mistouches it, and the Foxes are going to scramble back. Suspect Agent has the ball in the corner. This is nice and center for Aether. Brava, big save there, clears it away. Is he able to follow that up and make a 2-goal swing? Not quite. Goose will take it to the corner. Brava in the corner. This is up for Aether, who will touch it back towards the net. Suspect Agent will clear it away. Goose gets an interesting touch on it, and Suspect Agent will put it in the corner. This is skying high in the box. Goose will push it out. Aether, all the way back in his own corner, will take possession. Pushing over Goose now. Doesn't quite recover, and Brava is going to see this back into the Rhinos' zone where Suspect Agent is and able to get a touch.
Unfortunately for the Foxes, not able to take advantage of the pressure there that Suspect Agent was allowing them to put on there. Brava just kind of backing away from it, grabbing the offensive boost, and Suspect Agent didn't have any boost, but had a free wing to get that ball upfield and relieve the pressure from the Foxes.
Brava now. Oh, he mishandles the ball. He'll take it back his own way, and he bumps Goose in the process. Aether bumps it down. Brava will try to take possession. Suspect Agent quick in. Ball now in the Fox's corner. Goose up on the wall with it. Will weak clear it just enough so he has a second touch. This might fall center for Brava here, and he puts the ball just wide. Goose recentering it. Oh no, and this will go all the way back to the Fox's side. Thankfully, it's not on net. And Goose will try to take possession. I'm not sure how much boost the Foxes have here in this situation. Seems like it's dangerous, but they're able to get the ball out. Brava with possession into the Rhinos zone. This is up. Suspect Agent skying high to keep that out of the box in a dangerous position.
The Foxes, unfortunately, getting starved at a boost right now. Goose, again, struggling to get a canister there. That touch by Aether. Suspect Agent committing way too early to try and get there. That might be a little too greedy. They're only up by 2, but time is still on their side here.
Ball to the side where Aether is. With 36 seconds, the Foxes have 2 goals to reduce, and Goose! Aether will score!
And fortunately, the Foxes aren't able to turn the opportunities they have into real chances. Midfield battle lost there. Aether with a line right at that net. No challenge. Just gets put straight up midfield. That's the dagger. 3-0. Rhinos, they'll take game 2.
Goose is defending sideways. That's rough, but Goose gonna put this on net. He scores!
All right, they're back in it. A couple more kickoff goals, and they have a chance there. Great kill by Brava. Goose right up underneath that one there. Aether trying to come out of the corner, just a little bit too late. Can't quite get the contact on the ball. Might be too little too late for the Foxes, but we'll see.
If there's anyone who knows how to cheat up in a kickoff situation, it is Goose. 24 seconds left. Aether's going to push it into the Fox's end, and this, with the overcommit, might be the end of it. Suspect Agent trying to maintain the pressure. 12 seconds now. Brava with 10. And Aether will retain the possession in the Fox's end. He is up. He scores.
Yeah, putting that ball in a spot that the Foxes' defense really didn't have any options with. Goose really just has one option, to try and block this, because he stops dead in the tracks. Aether just rolls the nose of the Octane, gets that big flat part of the car in front of the ball, directs it inward. That's the game. 4-1, 5 seconds left.
And really, really good turnaround here by the Rhinos to score 4-1 to respond to that Fox's 4-1 in game number 1. Really, really impressive. I gotta give them hats off to them. Suspect Agent and Aether seemed like they controlled the game, the middle of the field, a whole lot better in that.
They did, but more importantly, they shut Brava down completely. Look at the scoreboard. He's actually below Goose, primarily because the only goal scored for the Foxes was Goose's goal off that kickoff, but when the key player from the first game gets completely taken out and is ineffective at that point, that's when things start to really need that second player to step up. And I don't feel like Goose necessarily played poorly, just didn't quite do enough to really step up and lift himself into the role that Bravo was being forced out of by the Rhinos.
Absolutely. And, I mean, when you look at that stat line, 6 shots to 1 shot, it doesn't even seem like the Foxes were in the offensive zone of the Rhinos too often.
No, they were stuck in their own end, but more importantly, they were being starved out of boost. The Rhinos very aggressive into the corners, grabbing the boost from the Foxes before they had a chance.
And it looks like it kicked me out of the game. Is everybody else in?
Oh, Kendo was the victim this time.
I was the victim this time. As we are underway, 5 second ball in a dangerous spot. The Rhino is able to sweep it away. Now, is this a bug that's been getting to everybody with the? There is a certain
server cluster. I think it's especially prevalent on US East as far as I've seen. But the server will sometimes enter this state where one player will just simply disconnect.
Okay, well, go figure. Anyway, 4:27 left on the clock. Both offensive chances have resulted in nothing so far. Great challenge by Suspect Agents. Aether will score.
And fortunately, Brava just gets a little bit too lackadaisical with that ball, plays right into that dunk from Suspect Agent. Goose retreating to net. He's backwards, very tough to defend that way, and Aether just burying that inside. Nothing the Foxes could really do except just get that ball upfield more effectively.
Off the face-off, Goose will push it into the Rhino's end. Gets a second touch, but will be pushed far to the opposite corner. Aether. Challenged by Brava. Brava quick to the ball there. Goose also quick to the ball. This is going to be centered. Brava putting it towards the net. He almost gets it. Aether, big save. Aether in the corner takes possession of the ball. Will grab boost, trying to get it past one. He's able to, but he pushes it way to the opposite side. Suspect Agent retains the possession and the pressure in the Fox's end. Brava now unable to get to the ball. Aether, this is back towards the net. He scores 2-0.
Second time the Foxes have struggled to get the ball out down the sideboards. The second time they've been burned by the Rhinos waiting there at midfield to intercept as it tries to come out. Aether just has to wait for the lack of a clear from Brava on that when he goes around the ball instead of hitting it. The Rhinos with a 2-goal lead here in Game 3.
Thank you, Cracer Link, for your bits. I just noticed, and we look forward to seeing more next Friday. Anyway, 2-0, 3:16 left on the clock. This ball in the Rhino zone. Brava will take possession. He's going to push it towards the net, almost with the solo play there. Goose overcommits. Suspect Agent rushing the other way. He will center it for Aether. This is on net. He scores 3-0.
Goose overcommits, but the problem with the overcommit is simply that he hesitated a split second before going for the ball. Brava might have been able to save that too. Feels backflip as he goes flying through the net. But if Goose was just a little bit more aggressive to the loose ball in front of the Rhinos net, there's a chance for him to win that 50. Instead, he just hesitates, then goes and give the Rhinos the lead that they need.
Ball will fall onto Aether's hood. Brava is there to interfere. The Foxes now with an opportunity. They must convert. Brava pushes it center. He will score.
Really good play by Brava. Just waiting for this ball to come down. You can tell all day he's just trying to catch that on the hood. Brings it down with finesse. One touch towards the net. It's going in far side. Suspect Agent helps it along, trying to get there. 3-1. There's time left. The Foxes back in it.
Face off. Both teams cheat up, and Suspect Agent makes them pay. He will score.
Make sure that you hit the ball if you come up for the cheat. The ball comes outside, and Goose just pulls himself a little too far. It goes towards the Rhinos, giving Suspect Agent just a little bit more of a short distance to get to that ball. That's why he beats Goose to it. But Goose as well gave up the line by pulling just a little bit further outside.
Brava going back the other way. Jay, I hope you like talking.
Goose, really good face-off win. Brava takes it in full stride. One bounce out of the corner. Aether should have had that one. Kind of rushing across. A little bit hasty, I think, in that decision. Brava just cuts the angle really well, and we're no closer to where we were before. Still a 2-goal game. Only like, what, 12 seconds off the clock, Endo?
Only 12 seconds indeed. Suspect Agent now. He is going to center it for Aether. He scores now. That's 3 goals in about 22 seconds.
The Foxes, both players going to that side. Nobody with boost as Brava trying to cut that one off. Goes for the challenge. Was probably never going to win that when he was out of boost. Might have just had a better time trying to cut off the pass after it got flicked. But instead, it's back to a 3-goal game as every time the Foxes respond, the Rhinos respond right back.
NA defense in full effect as Aether gonna push this back towards the net. He will score. 6-2, 2:17 left on the clock.
Goose flying in formation with Brava on that one. He's almost dead even with him in terms of distance up the field. Means one touch from Aether, enough to beat both players, gets on the end of it, challenges that one easily with the positioning from the Foxes. It's a 6-2 game.
Suspect Agent pushes the ball. Brava is there. This will fall for Brava. He has a one-on-one the other way. Very nice touch, but Aether will push it to the side. Great save by him. This ball going all the way back. Aether, what a touch! Cuts Goose, he scores!
Right now, the Foxes just getting beat to every loose ball, and that's kind of what's going to beat you in a lot of situations. If you're giving up possession that easily, and you're not challenging effectively, your opponents will either be already around you, or get around you with ease, and it gives them so many opportunities to put the ball in your net.
And another shot on net off the kickoff. 2-8, he scores.
Unfortunately here for the Foxes, this one getting out of hand right now. There's still 2 minutes to go here, and again, just losing every ball, every 50 at the moment. It's getting poured on by the Rhinos, and the Foxes are at the moment helpless to really make adjustments because it's really difficult at this point to pinpoint one or two things to try and work on.
Suspect agent very nicely floating that in the danger zone. Aether. Brava coming back the other way. There is an open net situation. Goose will shot and score on net. 3-8.
The analyst in me tells me this game is over, but the hopeful fan in me says that with 1:34 and only down by 5, the Rhinos can still blow this, where the Foxes can get back. The Rhinos can still find a way to give up 5 goals. It's just that easy when you start making mistakes.
Definitely has not been a defensive game so far. Suspect agent will get it over Goose, who's going to take it to the side. Grabs boost there. Backflips, and Suspect agent will take possession. Brava trying to get by Aether. This is going to be towards the net. Goose overcommits. Suspect agent. Shot and a goal.
I can't really say that you could describe this as an overcommit. Goose just misses the clear on the boards there. He has to hit the ball. He has to go for that one. He can't let that bounce out in front because it makes it harder to react to with the Rhinos player already there. Needs to just make sure he hits it at that near post and get it into the corner away from danger.
Pull out your fantasy calculators, boys and girls. This ball is in the corner. Aether will clear it out. This is another fast break opportunity for the Rhinos. It is up, still in a dangerous position. Great clear by Brava, pushing it across. Goose pushing it back. Brava takes possession in the Rhinos' end. Trying to get the ball up on the hood. Gets around one, and Aether will come in interfering. Goose having problems getting back. This is a flick up. Suspect agent puts a 10th goal on the board for the Rhinos.
Again, positioning right now. Goose just too close to Brava. As Aether wins that challenge, there's nobody back for the Foxes because of how close they were to one another when that first challenge came in. It's an open wing, an open shot, and the Foxes really struggling right now to find their spacing so they have time to react when something happens like that.
35 seconds left on the clock. Goose pushing it to the side. Nobody touching the ball there as Goose will get a chance. Very nice pass towards the center. Aether able to get a nice save. I think that was a pass for Brava rather than a shot, but great effort nonetheless. This ball is up for Brava. Brava will push it back to the Rhinos' end. He's going to get a second touch on it. Goose trying to get around it. That's up off the bar. Aether brings it down. This ball will fall, and we will see an end to this game. Rhinos 10. Foxes 3.
Yeah, tough game for the Foxes. There is that sequence of play right about that middle minute or so, around the 3-minute mark, where every single touch, every single bounce was going the Rhinos' way. And as a player on the field, I remember that kind of feeling where it's just nothing is going right, and it's really tough to shake. It's really tough to be like, okay, this is how we have to change, because it feels like no matter what you're doing, nothing is working. And full credit to the Foxes, they kept playing. They still mustered 9 shots in that game, with a third of them going in. It's just that the Rhinos were putting everything over the line.
Yeah, and it all really did come back to defensive positioning for the Foxes. A lot of the times, Goose was out of position. Brava was committing so hard to trying to control the ball, and it seems like that's the style for the Foxes. Brava's the one who's controlling the ball most of the time on the offensive zone, and even coming out of the defensive zones. Goose is really going to have to really try to step up his game in that respect, because it's not one person can't do that, in my opinion.
There's a caveat. Well, there's a caveat to that, though. You don't necessarily have to have both teammates involved. You have to have the one teammate giving enough room to the person with the control that if they lose the ball, if they get beat, they're in a position where they're able to respond effectively, and that hasn't happened.
Looks like this game's going to get underway. It starts without Goose just for a moment. Goose is going to fly across for a big save there off of the kickoff. Brava now takes possession. Suspect agent is in. This is in the dangerous position. Brava gets around one. Almost able to get around Suspect Agent. He will clear it back into the Fox's zone. This ball is up. This will be center for Aether. He goes up and he's shot on net. He scores 1-0.
And fortunately, Goose's touch there just loses control of that one, and Suspect Agent right on top of that one. You see Brava streaking through that one. He was upfield there, and Goose has to know when he's the last player back. He can't flick at that ball and lose control that easily. He has to try and touch that down, just keep it close to him, so even if he has to get forced into a 50-50, he's in position to be able to at least challenge for it, rather than recovering from the animation in that flip.
Goose now. Tossing it towards the net. This will be cleared by Aether. Great contest. He's going to push it up, and Brava comes out to quickly clear that ball away. He might get a second touch. This will be towards the net. Brava with the first goal for the Foxes.
This is good aggression here. Brava, recognizing Suspect Agent put himself in an awkward spot, just bullies right into that one, sees the challenge coming in, angles the car to direct that goalward. Really smart from the Foxes, gets them in here with the equalizer early enough that they can still get some momentum built up.
So here's Brava. Great face-off. He'll try to take possession. Suspect Agent will push it back into the Fox's end. This is in the corner. Goose is going to take it out. Aether is there to interfere. This is up. Brava passing it towards Goose. Can Goose get around the ankle? Not quite. Great clear by Suspect Agent there. Brava playing backwards, and Goose will push it back into the Rhinos' end. This ball will fall for Goose. He's going to miss the shot. Faking? Brava back towards the net. This is an open net, and it will go in on a very awkward play.
Yeah, this is actually a bump. Brava puts this one towards the net, but Aether in the block. Suspect Agent almost had a clear, but Brava kind of Goomba stomps him coming through, prevents him from getting contact on the ball, and it dribbles through. It'll be okay. The Foxes will take it. They have the lead.
3:24 left on the clock. Ball is up for Aether. Aether comes down with the ball. This will be to Suspect Agent, who's going to get it over Brava. He scores.
Too much time in the corner here. Goose with the backflip, that's okay. But then this ball needs to get challenged by Brava. He's giving too much space for the Rhinos, who are both in that corner, to pick up control of the ball. They're not moving fast. You have the ability to get out to that corner with either a front flip or just a quick shot of boost.
Ball back towards the Fox's end. Oh, and Goose will clear it back into his own corner. Brava getting bullied in front of the net by Suspect Agent. Great pressure right here by the Rhinos as they keep pushing and pushing this ball. Brava trying to clear it out. Retention by the Rhinos. Finally the ball into the Rhinos' end. Aether is there. He will take possession. This ball is skied high. Goose tries to make contact. It goes down for Brava, but Aether will push it across. The demo by Suspect Agent. Brava is unable to get back, and Aether takes advantage of a situation.
But this is fantastic ball control from Aether. Gets Brava into the corner. Goose respawns there. Nothing he can do about that after the demo. But the control and the patience from Aether to bring that one down, just keep it on his hood, drive it right into the net. Good goal to take the lead for the Rhinos.
A very good awareness of him to cut to make sure he didn't go through the spawn point either.
Exactly. You have to recognize that there's a chance after that demo that a player can spawn there, ruin everything that you were working for on that solo play.
Ball in the Fox's corner. Aether puts this ball up. It is very nice and shallow. It was a great center. Brava there, staying grounded. And now Goose will pick up the ball, pushes it back to the corner. Aether is there. Ball all the way to the opposite corner now. The Foxes scrambling to try to get this ball out. Double commit is seen, and Brava's going to put this towards the net. Aether is able to clear it away.
Rushed the shot there, had the chance to bring that down, would have still had the boost to, with the control, drive that over the line, but he really tried to snap off the one-timer. 2-point swing as Aether to Suspect Agent will double the lead.
Amazing play by Aether as he's able to come up slight. Did he get a slight little delicate touch there?
He did not.
On the top?
No, he did not.
I tell you what, it was a great center nonetheless. And Suspect Agent, well done, my friend.
Yeah, had a really good weight to that center. Just fell right below the crossbar, but not so close that it was an easy one for the Foxes to deal with.
Face-off is going to be in the danger zone for the Foxes. Makes them pay. It is 3-4.
And this is good aggression off the kickoff. Goose bullying that ball into the corner. Ether really up awkwardly for that one. Probably could have just waited, seen where that one was going to fall instead of going up trying to play it in the air. Even if he gets the hit, it's going to fall really awkwardly for the Foxes to continue with the pressure. You have to just be a little bit more patient, not panic with that ball as it comes in towards your net.
Ball now dropping for Suspect Agent. This has a nice amount of lock on it. And Goose is able to push it to the corner. Aether takes possession. Brava quick to clear that away. Good pressure, and Suspect Agent is able to withstand that pressure. He has a one-on-one back the other way. And Goose, great clear. This is an overcommit. Can Goose get a second touch? No. Aether, what a clear there. Suspect Agent up. Brava. The Foxes making little pokes into the Rhinos zone and haven't quite been able to get a second touch on it yet with 46 seconds to go. Is this a good strategy that needs to continue, or do they need to change it up, Jay?
What they need to do is just stop giving away the ball so easily. The reason they're not getting a second touch in the offensive end, their first touch too far in front of them so that they either can't win a 50 or they're not able to follow up and keep control of that ball. Brava, again, putting that ball in a spot where the Rhinos can win. If they continue doing that, they're going to struggle greatly to find that equalizing goal.
Aether with the ball in the corner. This is going to be center. Goose thankfully didn't make any contact on that. He might have actually centered it perfectly for Suspect. This ball is up with 8 seconds left. Right now, it's do or die for the Foxes. Brava has a chance with 1 second left, but he needs to keep the ball up, and he lets it fall. The Rhinos will win Game 4 here, a close 4-3 victory.
And unfortunately, Brava going for the boost to set up the follow-up play, just let the ball fall behind him, and that's a time when you have to focus on the ball, not the boost. When you know that there's 0 seconds left and you have to keep that ball in the air. Goose nowhere close to that play, and Brava should know that through comms, that he's got to keep that ball in the air.
Yeah, absolutely, and I feel bad for the Foxes there because that's a missed opportunity at that. I mean, yes, it's a zero-hero situation, so there's a lot of stress in it. That we're talking Plat League, so that doesn't always happen. But we've seen it happen before, and Bravo, the way he's been playing on offense for the Foxes, I could see that happening right there. It just seems like a lack of awareness. And I was the one who got the boot once again.
I was actually one. I was like, do I have a chance to interrupt him before he realizes it? No, yeah, you were the victim there. So I think the player is just making sure everybody's in. So Kendo will join. Hopefully the players will make the realization that they can go. They do. Hey, Kendo is the signal.
Hey.
Let's go.
Woo! There we go. We have a Game 5 underway. Of course, the Rhinos have the series in their back pocket, but the Foxes could take the all-important 2 games here in this series lost. Ball into the Foxes zone. Suspect Agent not able to get it by Goose. Goose is going to clear it back. Great demo on the back end. And Aether will reset. Brava gets a nice clear. He's got a chance here. Not quite able to get past Suspect Agent. Clear by Aether. Goose overruns the ball. He was so close to trying to put that back towards the net. Instead, the ball goes all the way back to the Foxes' corner. Great 50-50 there on the side. Aether will push Goose away, and Suspect Agent will take possession. Ball now on a 50-50 is flying towards the middle. Brava is there. Great initial touch. This is going to be up in the box, and Aether will clear it away.
An early concern for me for the Foxes right now is Brava's tendency to get very, very aggressive, going deep, looking for the demos on the follow-through. But what that's doing is putting him in a really awkward spot because he seems to be coming right back through where Goose is trying to play the ball next. That play right now, very, very prone to creating errors where you give up possession very easily to the other team.
Aether is going to push it to the side. He's coming up off the wall. It's almost an ill-advised touch there as Goose quickly comes in and interrupts that. Brava Gets 50'd by Suspect Agent. This is going to be pushed towards the middle. Aether is there. He is up. He pushes this towards the net. Gets a second touch. Goose with a big save on the back end of that play. Oh, the demo here will leave an open net. Can Aether get it towards the net? Yes, he can. He scores. 1-0 Rhinos.
And unfortunately, that demo very big for the Rhinos in that midfield there. It leaves that net open as Bravo responds. Just can't get there in time as Aether cuts the angle down. Gets that over the line. First blood for the Rhinos here in Game 5 as they look for the 4-1.
Bravo went straight to net when that happened, too. And most people, they'll go for the boost, thinking, oh, I got the time. But Bravo did just about everything he could there. Great effort by Aether. Ball being put into the Rhinos, and Brava is up for the shot. Suspect Agent with a big save there. 2:47 left. This is going to be careening towards the net off the post. In the box, still Aether pushes it to the side. Brava is there, and he will clear it away. Taking possession now. Challenge by Aether, and Goose is overcommitted again with a goal for the Rhinos.
And fortunately, Brava again doesn't get the flick on this one, and you see where Goose is upfield, right in line with Brava when he loses the ball. They have to get that spacing right. If he's going to be upfield, Goose, that pass from Brava has to be on. You can't lose the ball with a failed execution like that.
Off the face-off, this will go to the Fox's end, and this net is open. Suspect Agent doesn't make a touch. Great save by Brava in a last-ditch effort off the back of his car. Cleared by Aether, and Goose is going to take possession. Nice initial touch, and Aether is able to get a save. Ball is up. Aether's up on the wall, gets a nice touch. Goose touches it to the side, but this is going to be center for Suspect Agent. Brava cutting across quickly. Will save it and clear it back the other way.
Really dangerous from Goose, that lateral ball falling to Suspect Agent, but we talked about Suspect Agent's boost management early in the series, and that's what let him down there. Didn't have any boost to try and play that ball, because if he did, could have just boosted right into it, would have been a goal.
Now, the ball cleared back to the Rhinos, and Goose is up for this. He gets a shot, scores!
Demo by Suspect Agent here coming through on Brava's. Bravo looked to set up that second touch. Suspect Agent just take a direct line, but Aether puts himself in a really awkward spot to try and defend. Driving backwards, jumps off the near post, flies awkwardly at the ball. And Goose doesn't make a mistake on that one, cuts that lead to 1.
Ball to the side off the face-off. This is going to be pushed all the way to the Fox's end. Brava touches it to the side. Aether will retain pressure. This is a great clear by Goose. Brava is there to pressure it, and Suspect Agent will be able to push it to the side, and that was a quality chance. As it comes back the other way, Brava gets bumped off the ball. He gets scored on 3-1.
But the key to this is right at the start of the replay. Brava takes the ball away from an easy hold by Goose by touching that after the offensive boost grab. Goose can recognize this by knowing that Brava is coming through that corner and is likely to play that ball, just give him more space. But Brava equally should have been aware that Goose is there and tried to avoid the play in that corner.
Now the ball in. Ooh, what a touch there as Aether powering through. Brava takes possession in the Rhino zone. This is center for Goose, but he doesn't need the... He didn't need Goose at all. He scores 2-3.
Good control by Brava, right in between the Rhinos. Suspect Agent lunging in on that one. Aether coming out of the corner. Really awkward play. It's kind of away from him. A little bit slow over the top. Just can't quite get the connection he needs on the defensive side. The Fox is back within 1.
Ball off the face-off is going to center. Aether flying high for that ball. Will get this nice center on, and oh, what a save by Goose after a missed touch by Brava puts it almost into an own goal. 36 seconds left. Goose going up. He misses the ball after skying high. This is going to go off the crossbar. It is in the dangerous position. Suspect Agent unable to get on it, and Aether will finally close this down.
That's where your panic has to be kept in check there. Goose lunging at that one, knowing that that was his moment to try and clear that one away. Just had a split second longer than he thought he did. Could have kept the wheels on the ground, driven towards it, tried to go front through it instead of side flipping at that one. And unfortunately, that's probably going to do it for the Foxes here in Game 5.
17 seconds left. Can the Foxes do it? It seems like they're content right now to be in the defensive end. Great clear by Goose. 9 seconds left now. It's going to go back to the Foxes' end by Suspect Agent. And Brava up on the nose. 1 second left, and this game will be over. The Rhinos are going to come away with a 4-1 series win. And Jay, what a turnaround from Game 1 in this series, where the Foxes took control early. The Rhinos just figured it out.
Yeah, the Rhinos kind of got their wheels underneath them towards the end of Game 1. It took them a little bit, but once they did, they really had it. Full credit to them. They fought hard through the whole series. They really took it back after the first game. But the Foxes, I don't feel that they played. I don't feel they played poorly. I just feel like there was enough little things that added up over the course of a long 5-game set that really took the wind out of their sails after that early win.
Absolutely. And really, credit to the Rhinos, though. They really did not let the Foxes take possession for more than really a couple of seconds. And it didn't seem like the Foxes were apt to take possession for more than a couple seconds. Not too many flicks after that first game. Brava really did well in the first game to dribble, but that really didn't happen for the Foxes in the last 4 games. Now, I hear we have a giveaway today, Jay.
Yeah, we've announced it internally. I hope we've announced it on Twitter. We'll have to yell at Cathexer for that one. We're giving away an Arctic P533 Military Edition gaming headset, courtesy of our friends at Arctic.ac. These guys are legit. If you need cooling and other PC accessories, check them out, Arctic.ac. But if you like some of the plays as well from this last series, make sure you clip them. Make sure that you send them to us on Twitter at MLDoubles with the hashtag MLDPOTW to submit them for the MLD Play of the Week, presented by Balls Guarana Energy Soda. As every week, we give away a free case of Balls to the winner of the Play of the Week. Get free shipping on your next order. Code MLD at ballsbawls.com. Coming up next, guys, after this break, we'll be staying with the Platinum League. It'll be the Flames and the Pirates, 2 teams looking for some more wins here. We'll be back right after this here on Primetime Saturday Night.